What's up, folks? I know some of y'all have seen this. This happened in my state, so it's gonna have a big bearing on case law, hopefully. I know he has filed a discrimination suit, and I'm hopefully he will file a Fourth Amendment suit on the fact that they mainly arrested him because of his ID. So like I said, y'all probably seen this. I just want to kind of run through it and go over it and see what we can come up with here.
Alright, time to go around this place. Howdy.
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. What you doing here, man?
Water flower.
Are they saying that, is that your vehicle?
Nah,
It's not?
that's the neighbor's vehicle.
The neighbors?
314, I'll be on 13.
Okay.
Yeah,
10-4.
You live here?
Nah, I don't live here.
Okay. They saying that this vehicle is not supposed to be here and you're not supposed to be
Who's
here.
saying that?
They called about it. I don't know who called.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jennings?
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
Okay.
Watering their flowers.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, do you have like ID and
Oh
all?
no, man. I'm not gonna give you no ID.
Why not?
I ain't did nothing wrong. And they did
Well,
nothing
you look,
suspicious.
listen. I'm not saying do nothing wrong.
Doc, listen,
There's a suspicious person.
Look, I used to be a police officer in Goodwater. Don't come here with that. Okay?
Look, man, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
There's a suspicious person in the yard, and if you're not one to identify yourself,
I don't have to identify myself. It's not a.
So under Alabama law, which is 15-5-30, you only have to identify yourself if there's reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has been committed, is being committed, or is about to be committed. He's watering his neighbor's flowers. No reasonable person would think that he is committing a crime or about to commit a crime. Oh, and that statute is also covered under Brown versus Texas and Terry versus Ohio. So
That guy know me. He came to my store that got broke in. I live right over there across the street. Who called y'all?
that's what we got to figure out. But
Yeah,
first,
who called?
do you
There's a
live
black
here?
man
He
out
don't
here
live here.
warning his neighbor problems. You think
I'm not
doing
saying
something
nothing
illegal.
about.
You have no right to approach me if I ain't did nothing suspicious or nothing wrong.
Listen.
Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor until I don't want to hear you.
Sir.
You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
Nobody wants to
Lock me. I'm not showing y'all anything. I'm going to continue to water these flowers. I don't care who called y'all. Lock me up and see what happens. I want you to.
Hey man, just come here and talk to us.
I'm
What?
going to water these back flowers is what I'm going to do. Who called y'all?
Well, if you would let us talk to you, we can figure stuff out.
it is smart this time for him to not want to talk to him, because the Supreme Court has said invoke your Fifth Amendment and shut up. Don't say nothing, because all they're doing is fishing to try to find some reason to arrest you. They're revenue runners, just like the old days when the revenue man ran the whiskey runners. So that's all it is. It's all about revenue, and they'll take away your freedom in a heartbeat, because these people don't have souls.
You know, you're going to catch an obstruction charge if you keep walking away.
You can do whatever you want. Do it. Do it.
We're just trying to talk to you, man. Come here.
313, 314, Spada.
Alright, there they go with the obstruction charge. Oh, man. I ain't read the Alabama statute in a while, but I believe obstruction is a physical thing. You know, how can you obstruct justice without doing some kind of forced obstructing? You know, it just don't make sense. Just because a man chooses to invoke his Fifth Amendment right does not mean that he is obstructing justice.
10-4. We got one that's not listening to us. Look, man, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone, dude. Just calm down, okay?
No.
Stop.
I like this.
Okay. We're just trying to talk to you and see.
Alright, at this point they have seized him and seized his property, which is a Fourth Amendment violation. They had no reasonable, articulable suspicion that he had committed a crime. All they have is someone called and said they seen somebody in the yard watering the flowers. That's not illegal.
I don't want to argue with you, okay?
All right, go ahead and do what you got to do, Doc.
You
Do what you got to do. Go on and lock me up.
Look, just have a
It's
seat.
already
not
a
locked
lawsuit.
up, you're
It's
just-
already a lawsuit,
Yes,
Doc.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's already a
Okay.
lawsuit.
Just have a seat, okay?
Okay? Already a lawsuit. Already a lawsuit.
If you haven't read the Terry statute says they have to have suspicion of a crime in order to detain you and search your pockets. By no means does it ever give them a right to go into your pockets. They never have a right to go into your pockets unless you've been arrested. I mean, that's common sense. All you gotta do is read the law.
313, show us 1026, one black man. Sit down. Sit down, man. Just
Okay, let me call my wife.
you're not calling nobody.
My son just got racially profiled in Michigan. He's got his master's degree. He's an athletic director. 3 police profiling came in. I was ex-police officer from Goodwater. I told you I'm a pastor.
Okay, look, man.
Who called y'all?
We,
That's what I'm
I
trying
don't
to
have
tell
to
you.
ID myself.
you will not
I don't
listen.
I have a call on you. You have to identify yourself to me.
I
You
don't.
understand what
No,
I'm
I
telling
don't.
you?
You will not listen. What statute is that? Please tell me, because I've never seen a statute that said you're not listening. And you have to ID because I got a call? Oh no. That is not what the law says.
No, I don't. You wait to watch how you want. Take me down, book me. Go do what you need to do. Go do what you need to do.
I think it's gonna be.
Please call my wife right quick.
We're gonna wait off.
You're not
All right.
right there.
Will y'all sit with him, Jeremy? I'm gonna go over here and see if it's 6 people over here that call.
No, it's all right.
313.
Go ahead.
Can you have the 72 that called step out and talk to her?
Too much time.
Come up here.
Hey, you know what? You know what? 1015. 1015. 1015. I ain't gonna sit there and have that, dude.
So, 1015 is take him into custody, arrest him. So they arrested him over his freedom of speech. He is allowed to talk. There's clear case law on this. Even if they're dealing with someone else, you're allowed to talk. You're allowed to actually tell someone of their rights. Tell them that they have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Tell them they have a Sixth Amendment right to have attorney present. He's butthurt. And they'll probably try disorderly conduct, but he's on private property. Let's just go on with it and see what they say.
Will you let my wife?
No, you ain't letting nothing now.
Appreciate it. Okay, I will.
313. You show me 1015, one black man.
Yeah.
I gotta get gas, so he needs to go on someone else.
Just call at the chair. I call at the chair.
I'm on this car right here.
I mean, I don't know if they called.
We'll
if
look
she-
on the log and see who called.
I mean, I saw the goat SUV, so and I saw him outside, and all I did said, "Hey man, do you live here?" No. Is that your car? No, it's the neighbor's. So I'm finna go over here and run the tag.
No, okay. He's not going to cooperate.
Oh no, sitting there hollering.
I'm trying to explain to him that we got a call and we have the right to identify him. And he says I'm talking to him like a...
And y'all heard the cop in the background say, "We got a call, we had a right to identify you." That is not what the statute says. How are Alabama cops so stupid They're literally dumber than a box of rocks. Read the statute. It's because they've been allowed to abuse their power for so long that they just do whatever and get away with it. Well, times are changing. We are done letting y'all get away with stuff. And y'all are going to start losing qualified immunity, and we're going to start attaching ourselves to your pensions, taking your homes, your boats, your vehicles, whatever you have. So my advice would be learn the law and quit abusing your power.
If you're a pastor and you're here watering a neighbor's yard, that's fine if you got permission.
No trespassing private property.
313, 1072, stepping out.
10-4. 313, swapping the record.
Come on.
313 on records.
Hi, you're up.
I wonder what they said.
313, can you run a 28 for me? Okay. Golden color Chevy Tahoe. This is 505.
Guy has no obligation
She
to
says
help
she's
them with
stepping
their
outside.
investigation.
You talking to the 72? Do you know that gentleman?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he have
He
permission?
lives right there.
Okay, does he have permission here to be watering flowers?
He may because they are friends.
Okay.
And they went out of town today, so
Right.
he may be watering their flowers.
Okay.
Be completely normal.
Okay,
And that's
is
fine.
that's fine. If he would have said, "Hey, I got this," gave his identification because he's a suspicious person, he said that's not his vehicle; it's their vehicle.
We
Okay.
have a call. Like
Yeah.
we're here
Okay.
because
If he would have gave us the crack we wanted, it's like crack to us. We just have to have it. If he would have gave us his identification instantly, that right there removes their qualified immunity. There's clear case law. Brown v. Texas, Terry v. Ohio. Both state you have to have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. He was clearly watering his neighbor's flowers. These guys just irritate me, man.
we're called here. I don't know who called, but somebody did.
Did you call us?
313. Rory Milam of Childersburg on a 2004 Chevy Tahoe. No color listed. Registration is valid till 6/30 of 22, negative 29.
10-4, you did say the name's Roy Mallon.
10-4.
10-4, thanks for I make south.
10-4.
Yeah, he lives right there, and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
Okay, do you know who Roy Mallon is? That's the person that owns that vehicle.
Roy Milam.
Roy
Ask
Mallon.
him who
Gold
owns the
Tahoe.
house. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know who owns. It could be their
Can
vehicle.
y'all leave,
Step out.
Miss Sister Connie and
What's wrong with you?
my cuffs are a little bit tight. If y'all don't mind, loosen them up.
Sure he is.
Listen to me, man. Is that better?
I was actually about to go over to his house.
Listen, let me talk to you. Who is Roy Mallon? That's you, ain't it?
I'm Michael Jennings, sir.
You're Michael Jennings. Who is Roy Mallon?
I don't know.
Okay, that's who that vehicle belongs to.
Yeah, that's
Who
all I
lives
know.
in-
His name is Roy.
That's who lives here?
That's Roy. I call him Roy and I call his wife Connie, and I've been dealing with him for 7 years that I've been
Yeah.
living here.
They are friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you called not because of the car, but because you thought someone saw someone besides him.
Right, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I got to
about
keep their
that.
flowers watered. I got to keep their flowers watered while they're gone.
sorry.
You okay?
Listen.
And by the way, I won't get to come to the graduation, but we're going to get you signed something.
No, don't.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
I
listen,
wanna do
listen, listen to me, man. Listen to
We
me.
are
Anytime the
actually
police come out and they
Childersburg
say,
unit status.
we want to identify you, you have to identify yourself because there's a reasonable suspicion, there's a reasonable man, there's
That
a
has to
vehicle.
commit a crime.
There's a reasonable suspicion that you're here. It's not a crime.
Yeah.
And that is where he 100% lost his qualified immunity. There's a reasonable suspicion that we're here, and it's not a crime. He literally just told him that he knows he did not commit a crime. This is how dumb and ignorant Alabama cops are. This is why we're holding their feet to the fire nowadays. Look at the two cops in Lake Gunther who arrested the woman that was just napping at the lake in her car on her lunch break. Her father was the ex-attorney general or something, state attorney for Louisiana. And after they arrested her, well, they spent out a lot of money, gave her a lot of money, and they had lost their qualified immunity in a hearing. And they decided to go ahead and settle with her so they wouldn't have to go to court and possibly lose millions. I think they ended up giving her like $10,000 each per cop. Then I think the city gave her like $170,000. I'm not 100% sure on all that, but I know that they settled with her. But yeah, just some more Alabama idiots.
If you would have said, yeah, here's my name, here's everything, we were like, okay.
I told him my name.
You didn't tell me your name.
I decided, he asked me who I was. I said,
you didn't give it to me when I first asked.
Pastor Jennings.
That's not a name. That's a pastor. Yeah. I need your name.
The way y'all handle this situation was totally wrong.
Well, listen.
You racial profile.
We're not racial profile.
Yes,
no, sir. No, sir. We're not about that.
I told you I was here watering the flowers.
How do I know that's the truth? Anybody.
I had the water hose in my hand. I was watering all the flowers.
Anybody can pick a hose pipe up.
He is gonna be so pissed when I tell him I got arrested watering his flowers. 7 years we've been friends.
We got that. Look, let's sit back in here.
Okay.
You can sit down. Give me, so we can get this going on the ball. All right. What is your social?
I'm not gonna give him a social.
You need to give me your social.
I'll give you a 9. That's all I'm gonna give you. You're not gonna write a 27, 28.
Alright, the law says all you're required to give is your name, address, and I believe date of birth in Alabama. It is actually illegal for him to ask him for his social security number. It is illegal. I can't remember the case, but it's there. I read it 3 or 4 months ago, but yeah, can't do that.
Man, get me in the system for no reason.
All right, what's your name?
The girl already told you who I am.
Okay, yes,
Michael Jennings. That's all you.
Michael Jennings.
Michael Jennings.
Spell your first name.
M-I-C-H-A-E-L.
A-E-L.
That's it.
Jennings. J-E-N-N.
Yes, sir.
I-N-G-S. G-S. What's your date of birth?
1/17/66.
1/17/66. All right. Sit in the car for me.
Yes, sir.
We'll handle this in just a
Can
second.
you give me? Can you let the window? It's hot.
Yeah. Will you let the window down a little bit for him? What are we gonna do with him?
We'll see the charge of, I guess, disorderly conduct, the failure to obey a police officer. He refused to give any information.
He said he's not gonna give me his social, but he gave me his name and date of birth.
Okay, and she's saying the same thing. She won't give her name.
Huh?
Yeah, because he got arrested.
Jesus.
Disorderly conduct, imagine that. The butt hurt charge for all cops. The Supreme Court has already said disorderly conduct is overly broad. It is unconstitutional. So most of the time you can take this on up to the appellate courts and sometimes all the way to the Supreme Court if they'll hear it and just get this charge thrown out. But it's just crazy how tyrannical these sacks of trash are, and they wonder why nobody trusts them. They wonder why there's no trust in the community for them, and why bad things are happening to them. I mean, it's mainly the big cities, but even little towns like this, you know, people get enough of it and they start doing mean shit. You know, there's always a breaking point for everybody. I just stay away from them. The best I can. I'll be respectful if they pull me over, and I know most of the people in my town. But I do live in Alabama, and I would love for them to try to force me to ID when I didn't commit a crime. I would own the whole town. That's just... Our sheriff here in Escambia County is awesome. He is I have befriended him. Anytime I need him, I can message him. I have his direct line to his cell phone, and he is constitutional. He, and if I need to ask him a question about any of the laws, I can message him, and in 5 minutes he just gets back to me, or he'll say, "Call me," and we'll talk about it. But it's mainly city police, and I do believe this is city, and they are the most tyrannical, uneducated people you ever meet. I think they all have an IQ of 50. I think that's the requirement to become a city police officer. But anyway, there's no need in expanding this. I hope y'all got some insight on the law. I'm not an attorney by no means, but I have studied law for some years now. And if you need legal advice, find you an attorney. They can take you down the right road, and I know sometimes it's hard to find a civil rights attorney and hard to find one that'll take on especially municipality, but they are out there. You just got to look and dig for them. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. This is legal information, not by no means legal advice. So take it with a grain of salt. Read the laws for yourself, understand them in a common sense way, because that's the way most of them's written. And if you don't know a word, like habeas or something like that, just go look it up in the Black Laws Dictionary. Anyway, I hope y'all learned something, and I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and sub, and we'll see y'all on the next one.